Hi everyone, Trina here. And I just wanted to, this is 1.7, but I still haven't been able to read more of Master Saint Germain yet because I'm reading some other stuff to you guys. That is on my heart, just to get out there and do with it what you want and let it resonate how it does. But like I said, this is many years of praying and asking for the truth. Show me the truth no matter what it looks like. I don't care if it shatters my belief systems, just show me the truth. And I prayed for the unveiling of the mysteries of God and the showing me of the highest level of truth. I can't tell you how many times I've asked for that, and then I receive more, and then I ask again, and then I receive more. And it's not like I don't think I'm getting it. I just ask again when I'm ready for more information because that's kind of the way it comes. I get information, then I have to process it for a while. And sometimes, some of these things I still haven't fully worked out in my head yet because it's a lot of information. So, this was on 4/30 of 2016. And I was asking, are we in a web or a matrix? I was like, is this real? Are we really trapped inside of a matrix? So this is what came out when I came out of that question. It is religion. They said it's to re-lie, which is re-lie, L-I-E, re-lie. You're re-lying. You're going back into a false construct. They said to the Gion, G-I-O-N, or the Legion, L-E-G-I-O-N. So they were showing me that religion was an attachment to the legion, and I am legion. That's always a kind of a reference to demonic behavior. And then after that, demons or demiurges all under Jehovah. We are trapped in a web or a net or matrix. Then I was like, well, what happens when we die? We go into the cosmic matrix, which is just another false light construct or trap. After some time in the false heavens, we then return or reincarnate to be recycled once again by our masters. The cycle of birth and death. All of the heavens are a false light construct. These heavens give the souls a place to rest and heal before the very God they pray to throws them back down into the prison planet to serve their masters once again. What? Even in heaven, our souls are still being preyed upon. There are gatekeepers everywhere. This is the plight. We are tricked again as soon as we die. We are tricked to go into the false light, into the false heavens to be recycled. When you die, you are disoriented. You are greeted by lost loved ones, angels, or guides. The newly departed soul believes they are in a new heaven, but all these beings are not your relatives, angels, or guides. They are nothing more than the gray aliens running their retrieval programs. And then I literally heard the programmed to receive programs. And then I literally heard the song Hotel California come in my head. Then once they get you, you're recycled again and again. These entities view the earth as a big farm, and we are the farm animals, the chattels, or the citizens. The light and or the tunnel is the death trap that you will be recycled into further once again. They will hypnotize you and confuse you with your own senses, the loved ones, angels, Christ, whatever you need, they will show it to you to get you to go with them. Never enter that light. Go back, left, right, whatever, but don't go into it. So you will not have to do this again, and you will hold fast to your free will, and you can break free. It is the light construct of the souls who believe that they actually create these false light heavens. It's just a bigger cage with more toys. And then I was shown a cube. They were like, it's just a bigger cage with more toys. This is what my spirit showed me. The serpent dream next was coming into my mind. I kept urging my spirit and hearing, beware of the Jesus trap. There's no J until 400 years ago. This couldn't be the name of the Messiah. And then I heard, ha ha, ahaya, Yahushua, Yahweh. Is it maybe any of these? Appropriate to the time and to the language, I kept hearing. And then I kept hearing Yosef, Emmanuel, which means God with us, which is the meaning of Jesus, he showed me. So that was what I was being shown. And then the demiurge or false gods are the ones, the archons, the lords of light, the solar lords, the lords of the 12 wheels of the zodiac, the lords of the light. The false light may exceed the 8 dimensions, and I know it does now. Each one seemingly to be as large as an entire universe. But in comparison, to say the multiple omniverse is small in comparison to much. It is the multiple omniverse. This is in comparison too much for even most of us to ever conceptualize. These levels of illusion are so vast, it is hard to stay centered and not let the senses draw you into these tunnels. Your senses are what's going to do it. Familiarity. So, Jehovah has his own false matrix of light. His realm is vast, and it spreads throughout many dimensions. His believers then see a world based on those beliefs. And this is why I was shown over and over again, you will go what you think about. What you think about, you will bring about. You will be drawn to it like a magnet. So the appropriate portals open up to your specific vibrational rate and your light. So each person perceives the reality based upon their own beliefs and their own attitudes. They are in their own reality or their own illusion. They only know that mindset, so they create it in the other dimensions of false light realms. Also, mention of the 7 heavens or demons. It seems there are many demiurges within the false light realm, and all under the umbrella of Jehovah or God. So this is all the gods. They were showing me all the religions, every single one. So they were showing me that there's different gods. Like I was above and they were showing me the 12 houses of the zodiac, and each one of those 12 was represented by an animal spirit, an angel guardian, and a demiurge construct or a personality. So that's what was shown to me. Oh yeah, they didn't like me telling you that one because they're getting me in my head at the moment. Okay, the web or the wheel of enslavement or reincarnation. They have your soul until you're free. To be free is to know the truth, and the truth will set you free. The soul trap. One way is through the soul traps that they set for you to be enslaved again, and this is what I was shown. The Jesus trap, the Jehovah trap, the Allah trap, the light trap, the tunnel trap, the illusion trap, the angel trap, the grandparent trap, the spirit trap, the family trap, anything that comes to you claiming to be something that you know here, you need to understand it is a false light reflection trying to keep you in the illusionary matrix. This all will get you recycled. We need to find our way back home to the beginning. We need to find ourselves, our twin. And this information keeps coming to me over and over again. Find your sleeping beauty, find your twin. So my angelic twin, my higher self, I have to find that, and I need to re-merge with that part of myself. And so this is my mission control. As soon as I'm out of here, it is mission find self. And through that intention, I will be pulled back into myself. I know it. So you need to make the two one, soul and spirit. Find the first man, not Adam. Find the first man, not Adam. I wonder if that's our original body, because we all share one soul. And it's attached to this ginormous body. I've seen that. So God is within you. It is what gives you your breath and your life. Each person perceives reality based upon their beliefs and attitudes. They are in the reality or the illusion, and they only know that mindset. So, oh yeah, okay. So they create it on the other dimensions of false light realms. This is the reincarnation or re-entrapment false light construct. So then the last part was I was shown a great spiral, and then it said freedom coming out of it. And then it was like, no masters above, no masters below. Know thyself. Value your own existence and know that you have value and meaning. Jesus said, if you have gained this within you, what you have within you will save you. If you do not have this within you, what you do not have will kill you. Gospel of Thomas. So I thought that was pretty powerful information that was coming through. And that's truly what I've come to find out is that, boy, we are in deep into Matrix. And it's completely amazing. And then after that, I was drawn into the blood and the mitochondria and our connections to the black and white cosmic geometry. So, yeah. Molecules, protons, neutrons, and electrons, and the structural integration of nucleotides and proteins. These are the building blocks of our construct. So, and through these acids, these nucleic acids, these were what activated our replication codes and created the replication codes throughout humanity. So this is like the largest part of how we get trapped, because it's like if you take a part of a fractal, whenever you animate that part, the whole fractal is present. So that's why you are a fractal being animated from your wholeness. It's just a part of you animated now as through the fractals of this dimension. So I thought that was pretty amazing information that was given to me when I was seriously asking, what is going on here? Are we really in a matrix? And that was the information that came through. And it was a lot bigger than what I had anticipated, because the whole soul trap concept and the Jesus trap, that was when that information was coming into my consciousness in 2016. And man, that was kind of hard to process. That was difficult for me. But I kept asking, for validation and confirmation, and it just keeps coming and keeps coming and keeps coming. And then, like, literally, I was into that information, and literally, I'm, like, listening to the Lord tell me this stuff, and then I'm seeing the Poltergeist movie with that little lady going, don't go into the light! And I'm like, are you serious right now? So, it's like even my mind has references that I didn't even know were in my mind to confirm this truth that I was trying to discover. And it is literally, it's about, man, this is a serious matrix, and it goes above third dimension. So you need to be aware of this, because the soul traps, they go up. And this is a an entropy system. Everything here kind of needs to eat. So, yeah, peace out, man. So, but you can't get out if you don't know how to get out. So, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to figure out how to protect our souls and how to stay true to yourself and your destiny and what you came here to accomplish. So this is chapter 4, and it's called Dare to Do. Oh, and it begins. And the reason I wanted to read this stuff to you guys is because this literally tells you how to do these things through Christ. So this is not about worshiping these beings. So never ever assume that I'm telling you, oh, follow the masters or follow this or follow that, because that's not my intentions. My intentions is to give you as much information as you can possibly digest and comprehend to reconnect you back to your soul and spirit and fire, which is your true trinity of power. So, and this is how it's done. It's through connecting to yourself and your higher abilities, and remembering that you are more than this expression. You are so much more than this expression. So, here we go. Chapter 4, Dare to Do. Versatility. I am eternally grateful for the many splendored qualities of creation. The universe is fragmented. It is spread apart from a center of oneness to a diversity of light, color, tone, and density. That is exactly what I was shown. Each partaker of a certain scene, whether pastoral or transitory, ugliness or beauty, ought to remember that the splintered shafts of light rays that compose the swaddling garments of all creation connect directly with the great source and the fountainhead of all cosmic unity. In my historical experiences preceding my ascension, which was identical in its raising action to the elevation of Jesus the Christ. See, Jesus the Christ. I was in a constant state of listening grace, whereby my inner ears and eyes were fixed upon a lovely realm of light and perfection, which served to remove the sting of earthly life from my consciousness, producing a comfort that my friends did not perceive. They often pondered the case of my inner serenity without understanding its origins. The contacts with my earthly brethren and the appearances that I have made since my ascension have not always been under circumstances where those I met were aware of either my identity or my power. May I humbly state that, as in other similar cases, when one of these ascended hosts has elected to part the veil of matter and Maya to contact directly unascended humanity, the latter I have entertained angels unaware. Wow. Wow. I am well aware that some of my readers may opine, inasmuch as I am one who has passed through the veil, that this release of my words is of a psychic or a spiritualistic nature. Let me quickly affirm that it is neither. God be praised that my own life stream need not subscribe to such limiting forms. The fact that we are expressing or vibrating our life in higher dimensions, where ordinary human faculties of seeing and hearing do not function, renders neither our service nor our reality of any less effect. Nor does it force me to subscribe to the above named methods of communication. Blessed ones, you do not by ordinary means perceive radio waves. for they remain inaudible until detected in the miracle of the electronic tube. Therefore, trust in heaven's capacity to communicate with man direct. Because of my dedication to the holy cause of freedom, I have since my ascension consistently maintained a contact with one or more life streams embodied upon the earth, and that by cosmic decree and with the approval of the heavenly hierarchy, beloved Jesus and other great luminaries who have descended into the fullness of the divine plan have likewise appeared to their disciples down through the ages to do occasionally and manifest to men and women of today with no more effort than employed to dial a radio or a television station. My purpose in discussing the subject of heaven's winged messages from the great cloud of witnesses is not foreign to alchemy, as one might first think it is. It appears and it portrays to you a necessary part of the program in the cause of freedom, of which the current series in alchemy is an integral part. You see, blessed ones, the creation of the visible is wholly dependent upon the essence, which are not visible to the unaided eye, yet the central ideas occupying the minds of most people, originating as they do in the transient effects of human causation, are not of enough consequence to deserve comment or to be ordained with permanent reality. I am certain that you will agree, even as the range of ordinary human experience becomes monotonous for souls, both great and small. So, it is a wonderful blessing to them to be able to see into the higher octaves of creation by means of an adjusted consciousness, and thus able to draw inspiration directly from the mind of nature and nature's God. Ignorance, with its defilement of the law, deprives the individual and society of enlightenment. The only cure is illuminated obedience together with scientific attentiveness to the detail of the law. The benefits of divine wisdom remain unknown to many who suppose that the old familiar theories are adequate to meet the demands of the hour and nothing beyond empiricism or the empirical method is required. Actually, the accepted tenets of modern science, being but partially true, are incomplete, and therefore provide an inadequate foundation upon which to base advanced research and control of elements. An attitude of complacency does not allow progress in any endeavor, human or divine. Thus, where grace might abound, it does not. Complacency remains a bulwark of reactive ignorance, preventing mankind from sharing in the abundance which all heaven stands waiting to shower upon all of those free souls whose purity of heart and guilelessness of nature make the most receptive to our thoughts. Before conferring alchemical knowledge of any depth upon you, I wish to exalt you into that divine nobility which is real, as the light of the day and your greatest strength in meeting the challenges of tomorrow. To do this may require some examination of the spirit of those sincere alchemists whose excursions into the unknown were productive in more ways than one. Even the souls who failed completely to discover the method of changing base metals into gold were benefited beyond their farthest dreams by the blessing which came to them as a result of their search. Even the persecutions served to band them together in singleness of purpose, which, midst human diversity with its unfortunate tendencies towards greed and selfishness, is an achievement in itself. I am in the hope that you will prepare yourself to succeed in your endeavors. Above all, stand ready to make the necessary changes in your thoughts and your preconceived ideas that will make it possible for you to be victorious. If a man expects to succeed in alchemy, which is, in truth, dependent upon the higher laws of spiritual science, he must nurture the faith on which the strength of his invocation and concentration will rest. The fusion of metal, the control of atomic forces, the direction of electronic energy by the mind of man acting in a higher dimension are easy enough once the grasp is acquired. However, after years of dependence upon the five senses and the attendant acceptance of mortal limitation, I am certain that you can see how utterly important it is that your thinking become geared towards new possibilities. In order to function free of human restrictions and the dampering of a divine ardor by those who say, because they do not know, impossible. Let me say to all in freedom's name, try. While you are preparing your consciousness for the reception of the knowledge of tomorrow, be aware then of the need to ponder the origin of concepts involving limitation. Beloved ones, you must be sane and balanced in all that you do, but realize that true science borders on the miraculous to those who do not understand its formula. You approach a solid wall with the idea that you cannot walk through it. Yet, it is not solid at all, but as full of holes as the wire of a chicken coop. You cannot walk upon hot coals without burning your feet, and yet medicine men of a less illumined culture than you do it so simply. I've seen that too. People walking on fire and not getting burned. I've seen physicians that saw the miracles that we've done with the bones scream at the top of their lungs. It's impossible. That was their exact words. It's impossible. It was impossible to them. And I'm like, it's not impossible, obviously, because you can see it right now with your own eyes. Impossible? No, not impossible. Just for them, unbelievable. But not impossible. So, countless miracles of Christ have been duplicated by men and women of various times. Since this wondrous event, and yet because of human skepticism and forgetfulness, the wonder of it all has been regulated into the realms of myth, the imaginings of a gullible mind. Let me plead for a renewal of faith in the power of God, for this is a requirement of everyone who would become a wonder man of spiritual accomplishment on behalf of the holy purposes of the universal law itself. Without faith, is it not only impossible to please God, but I declare unto you, it is impossible to manifest the perfection of his law. As faith so great a requirement, would it not pay well for each one to re-examine his reasons for doubt? Note well, the most doubts arise from the patterns of self-deception and the practice of deceit and the failures of the human mind to fulfill its professed integrity. Seeing then that such negative conditions stem from the consciousness of error, would it not be ever so wise for all to look unto me, the presence of the Almighty God, and live? With God, all things are possible. Mark 10:29, I think. But as in every science, proficiently does not come about without knowledge and its persistent application. The few who are the exception to this rule might be called genius. But when the whole law is understood, it will be proven that even they had their hours of diligent study and practice. I particularly want to point out that the purpose of our release of alchemical secrets in this course is to place in your hands, in a laboratory of your consciousness, the knowledge of the law which we ourselves have used for centuries with the greatest of success and with the greatest of reverence for life, which is of prime necessity to inquiring mind poised on the loving intent of an honest heart. Here, idle curiosity is exchanged for that moral grandeur which so lifts a man above his fellows, to make of him a divine star in the firmament of his contemporaries, lifted then by no false pride or intellectual misinterpretations. The true alchemist stands with humble men, gazing expectantly at the teacher who will impart to him, if the attitude and the application be correct, the priceless knowledge of the ages. May I fondly hope that you will reread the earlier lessons and assimilate therefrom a new sense of progress and of new possibilities. I am determined that many in this class shall succeed, and I shall continue to do my part above and below within your octave, that this prove true, and that the great illumination, hope, peace, and understanding be born and renewed within you all. I am faithfully yours, Saint Germain. And this is his symbol. And this is the Maltese cross. And again, another one of our symbols that has been absolutely hijacked. This cross is literally the representation of the divine spiral of creation. It's also a symbol of the four corners. It's also a symbol of the four elements. And in the center, it would be the earth. This is all about circling the square, learning how to get outside of the matrix and connect to the magical, mystical power of the cross. So, like I said, the cross has been turned into so much that it's not. And these ancient symbols have been inverted so deeply to where they've all been brought into a negative rather than the positive. It's just like the all-seeing eye. The all-seeing eye is one of the oldest symbols of Christ. That's where it started from. It literally, it's one of the oldest symbols of Christ. One of the oldest symbol of inner wisdom and inner knowing. It was that you had the ability to use the inner eye, the third eye. It meant you were anointed, you were enlightened. So this was one of the oldest symbols. And then they put it into "In God We Trust." They put it on money. Oh man, this is not about money. Because obviously if you're truly working with the Creator, you can manifest gold. So you don't need money. These are traps that are being placed upon us so we don't recognize our own power and potential. You know, it's only going to take a few people to start activating these abilities. And when others witness it, they will start to believe in their own power. And then they will activate and they will become masters doing the same type of alchemy. So this is why I want you guys to learn alchemy. And it's not about giving your power away, worshiping ascended masters. It's not about any of that. It's about finding your own power and how to do it. And this literally is instructions on how to do it. And I've seen it a couple other ways with really good step-by-step initiations that you must go through as an individual to tap into your own power, your own internal power. And this is, you know, the Midas touch. Everything I touch turns to gold. And this is not just about physical either. This is about spiritual. So whether or not you're bringing in this abundance through an energetic way and it's transforming your life through energetic properties, or whether you're literally manifesting jewels and doing alchemy and turning different things into different things, all these are going to be done in different ways. So we're all going to find our own alchemical mastery through our own alchemical talents, expressing in a multitude of alchemical ways. So none of us are the same. We're not here to do the same thing, but we're all here to do our best. And our best is, in my opinion, trying to reconnect with that which you truly are, and truly trusting in God, and truly trusting in the power of God within you, and knowing that you're already perfect. And there's nothing outside of you that is needed in this world. Because the only thing that you need in this world is the thing that's hidden so deeply within you. So I love you guys all. I'll see you on the next one. I hope you guys like this information. I love it because it helped me learn how to find my power and how to find my connection and how to find myself. And like I said, I've learned a lot over the past 30 years and I'm still not done. I'm still learning more every day. So I know enough to know that no matter how much I know, I still don't know any of it. So we're doing the best we can with what we have and activating as we can and changing the reality that we're standing in as we can. So, and this is a collective effort, and it's a journey of unity, and that unity is of the heart. It has nothing to do with technology. So I love you all, even the ones who do go the technological route. I love you all too, and Godspeed on your journey. And I sure hope it brings you what you want, although I have a strong suspicion the greatest deception of all might have been played upon you. So, but like I said, sometimes learning from our past is what saves the generations of the future. So many might be going down this path so they can prevent further future people from going down that path. And this is what I've been seeing with a lot of the Greys. They're saying that they're us. They're us in the future. So, and they're trying to retrieve our genetics. It doesn't take a brain scientist to figure that one out. So obviously, they're trying to get back what they gave away. So, and they're thinking it's going to come through the genetic codes. And from what I've been seeing, it doesn't matter if they reintroduce the genetic codes. They don't have the equivalent light required now to fire up the construct. It's like the genetic code requires a certain frequency of light and vibration, and because their sparks have been so utilized and so drained, their batteries are so low they'll never be able to get it back again, because they haven't returned back to heaven to recharge their soul source battery. So this is why we die and we return to heaven. It's so you can recharge. And there's been no recharging with these beings because they've been trapped in a construct for eons of time and they don't get to die. So this is also in the Bible. I think that was what was spoken of. Those will wish for death. They will not be able to find it. They will wish for death, but they will not be able to get it. This is when you're locked into a magnetic cage. So I hope this resonates with many of you, and if it doesn't, I understand that too. So understand, it's all okay. Whatever you believe or whatever you wish to pursue, I completely support that. I'm just trying to find my flow and find my rhythm and find my soul and my spark and bring them back together as one so I can find my way back home. Because I understand what this place is, and I remember other places that don't exist like this. So I have, my goal is to return to those realms and not to be brought back into a system such as this. But I do have an innate knowing that literally I volunteered for this. So I came here willingly. Yep, willingly. And when it came down to it, I was like, what was I thinking? So that was another great memory to retrieve from my own being to help me remember that I come from someplace much greater than this. So, but we came here to help Earth and to really rescue Gaia. So I really do believe that this is why we are here. It's the bride of Christ. She's his other half, I think. And it fell into matter. That's why it's all the story of the daughter that fell, the daughter that fell. It was literally the other half. So one part stayed in the upper realms and one part dove down into matter. And that's what it seems like. It looks like all, and then it's always about trying to retrieve their other half. You're always trying to reconnect with the other half. And that's why we have the polarities, because through the separation is the yearning to be back together. So that's why we have the pull and the push. Because we're always trying to get back to our other self, our other half. And that's why the whole soulmate twin flame concept is alive and well. It's through that pull with your own eternal source, your own oversoul, your other half, your identical twin. So, find self, know thyself, and when you do that, know the truth shall set you free. So, I love you, Soul Tribe. The next chapter is 5, and it's the need, power, and motive of change. So, that'll be interesting, the power and the motive of change. So, you guys have a great day or night, wherever you may be. Know you were blessed, because you are the best. And we'll see you soon, Soul Tribe. Bye.